There they go into the back. The blue light on. We have a race, and Satnova's beaten Pure Steel out by a length and a half.
Welcome to Talking Trots, hosted by Morts and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
The sensational Sydney sider, Seals to Sam, comes off the back straight. He's a bucket load of alliteration, this fellow.
Scott Bomber Hill will join the boys to look at the Friday night meeting at Gloucester Park.
Here comes Quinny. I'm the mighty Queen is 4 deep and letting go.
Sit back and enjoy Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley.
I'm the mighty Queen is just in front. Dasher VC can do no more. And the West Australian champion has done it again.
Yes, hello and welcome to Talking Trots. We're back for 2025, fresh off a break, and really looking forward to what an exciting year we've got of harness racing coming up. And the Nullarbor is not too far away. We've already had a couple of announcements. And this Friday night, we've got the Laurie Kennedy for the fillies and mares, and we get to see Steno come back against some very nice fillies and mares, including Wonderful Little Flyer, Shanae Girl, and Waterloo going up against the older mares for the first time. And we're going to chat to her trainer, Mike Reid, in just a moment. We've also got the Western Crown 2-year-old colts and geldings, and also the 2-year-old fillies, full fields for both, which is really good, and some really exciting horses heading towards the Sales Classic, which is at the end of February. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce Glen Mortimer. Morts, welcome back, and it's great to be back, isn't it?
Evening, Michael. Yeah, great to be back here in studio with you after what was a very lengthy layoff. Hope you enjoyed the break, and looking forward to getting back into Talking Trots with plenty of good racing, as always, about to head our way.
Have you finished the last show yet?
I think it finished about half an hour ago. Senior did collar me the other day, and he goes, "You weren't saying much during that interview, Morts." I said, "I was trying to find a way to politely tell you to shut up," but I couldn't do that. It was almost went for a couple of hours, I think.
Broke the record.
Bray was in he was in a coma by the end. He absolutely had enough. But no, it was a big show. But big night, Friday night at Gloucester Park. Looking forward to that. And then we head into the Sales Classic heats and final in coming weeks. So plenty of great racing coming up. And last Friday night at Gloucester Park, as always, was a great night of pacing. And it kicked off with Blaze on, rated perfectly in the breeze, and dug deep to get up and score a really good win for the very powerful Michael Young stable. And Gary Hall Jr., Illawong Mustang brought up a double in the first two races with a nice patient drive amble to the front and game over. I'm Lightning Banner led easily but had to dig deep to hold out a very fast finishing Wave Rider. Penny Tiger tried hard to cross, surprise, surprise, but was held out by Swingban and Delvey Robin.
Race.
It was Delvey Robin. That was a long sustained run and managed to get up and beat the fancied runners. Patched won the Trotters. Wasn't that a wonderful advertisement for harness racing?
No, really. Well, it's what a wonderful horse he's been. Like he won the Trotters Cup for David and Sean, after such an emotional couple of days they had or couple of weeks they had, and he's always been thereabouts, but it was great to see him win again.
Yeah, it certainly was. And
great drive by Aidan. And Richie was very good in the call. He summed it up well, and great drive by Aidan.
Yeah, certainly was. My Hammer Down got a lovely run behind the leader, and whilst he did take his time once he got clear, he did manage to run down the leader Express Party. Big win, Montana Glory, and we're going to be talking to Mike Reid.
Goes around the mares race again.
That was an excellent drive by Shannon Savelko. Got to the breeze and just outdrove them to score at $17. Champagne Everyone just showed good gate speed, led and won easily. And Jack's Ideal worked its way to the front and won easily in the end, despite a gallant performance by Elizabeth H. Driven by Emily Savelko for Nathan Turvey to round out the card. Friday night, a big treble to the very powerful Michael Young stable, and boy, they're back in town, having a lot of success, and a double to Dylan Edgerton Green. Driving ranks 4 to Junior and 2 to Dylan. Down there at Albany on Friday night, and really been enjoying the Albany cards. They're good on the Friday night in between the Gloucester Park races. Been some really good competitive racing. A double to Bianca Ashcroft and driving double to your man Cody Waldrot and a driving double to Corey Peterson. Saturday night down at Bunbury, it was a training and driving double to Jocelyn Young. Monday at Pinjarra, training double to Matthew Scott and Bob Melsop, and a driving double to Denny Roberts, and nothing at Gloucester Park on Tuesday, which is good, means it was shared around. So big week, there's been some great racing.
And last Friday night, we're in the last race, we're going to replay it a little bit later, Blitzar. Mark Norman's first victory as a trainer. He's taken over the training from his father, Alan, who's getting older and battling health, and went down and saw Mark, and he's a real nice fella, Mark, and great to see him get his first winner, and it happened to be at Gloucester Park in a $21,000 race.
Yeah, what a great effort, really is. To get your first winner is fantastic, but at headquarters just doesn't get any better than that, so no, congratulations.
We've had a couple of firsts in the last couple of weeks. Tom Nally, he drove his first winner in WA at Gloucester Park as well. Yep. For the powerful Michael Young stable. So a couple of firsts, and if you're going to win your first, why not at Gloucester Park?
Absolutely. You may as well do it in the big stage. So no, it was a really good, enjoyed the last Friday night, and as I said, really been enjoying the Albany cards. I like the Albany cards. You can kind of do the form. It's fairly localised. You seem to get the same horses. So if you're following the form, you can find a bit of value. And
they're on this Friday night as well.
Yeah. Tim Stone does a pretty good job down there.
Yep, and big Retrovision store down at Albany.
Yes, certainly is. And we certainly hope to see some Retrovision signage around that track for the next season.
But it's time to introduce our guests for this week. Our first guest for 2005, and it's Mike Reid, who's going to play a big hand on Friday night. Including in the Mares race, the Laurie Kennedy, and also in the Fillies race with the Western Crown. And he's got Little China Girl first up for his stable. Let's go back to her debut performance at Pinjarra a couple of weeks ago. Cole Harper in the bike, and this is Little China Girl.
Race 3 in front, currently stretched. Leslie Missy is holding third with a yellow in the centre, sweeping out wide. Spot on Molly as they corner, and Little China Girl now had got away from Livy Ann to lead by a length and a half to 2. Favourite Little China Girl with about 40 to go, 2 in front now of Livy Ann, and coming away Little China Girl. Favourite gets to the line, wins nicely over Livy Ann.
Yeah, it was a good win, and her trainer joins us on the line for the first time in 2025, Mike Reid. Mike, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Mike. It's a pleasure.
Mate, she's been impressive, Little China Girl. She had 5 trials for Shane Tognolini, and she was impressive on her debut, and now she joins your stable.
Yeah, no, she has been very impressive. Actually, Shane Togg used to work for me for about 12, 13 years when he was in about 13, 14. And we're going very, very well together. And I said to him about 3 weeks ago, if you ever want to sell that filly, let me know. And he rang me the Saturday before one on the Monday, and he said, do you want to buy that filly? And I said, yeah. And I said, how much? He said a price, and I said, that would definitely take it, definitely buy it.
Oh, that's good.
And I even rang him back the next day just to make sure. I said, Shane, I'll ring you back tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, just to make sure you want to sell it. And I rang him back and said, no. He said, I'm quite happy to sell it, Mike. Yep. He said, he's just quite happy to sell it. So,
no, that's really
good. That's
really good. And she stays in WA, and she's got a race for yourself and Jim and Willie, and she was like I think a $37,500 yearling purchase, and he she's come through, and it's good to see her get to the track and be so competitive.
Yeah, no, it's very. He's done a great job. Cole Harper's in all trials, and he's done a terrific job educating. I reckon it wouldn't take much to get her fired up, and Cole's really looked after that way. But since Pinjarra, and the work's been really good, and I'm really happy. I think she's very, very nice filly here. I knew that before I bought her, but I think she'll go very good tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think she's going to be very, very hard to beat. Drawn the one there with Shannon Savelko on board. Mike, must be terrific to have a couple of great owners like you do in Jim and Willie. They're just they're really building, a fantastic stable, with yourself, and just a formidable combination.
Yeah, they're good. You couldn't wish for better owners, to be honest. They just leave me alone. We talk. We have a little meeting once a week and say what I want to say, and Jim says what he wants to say, and Willie says what she wants to say. But it's they just leave it up to me. If I want to turn one out, I just say I want to turn it out, and they agree. They've never ever disagreed with me at all. So, which makes your job a lot easier. That's for sure. And they just love the industry. Willie was in it before, but Jim wasn't. And I think Jim's got the bug more than Willie now. He just wants to keep buying, but you can only have so many, So I think he's got enough at the moment. That's for sure. We keep telling him that, but he just can't wait till the sales comes around.
Yeah, look, and I've been lucky enough. I've met him a couple of times, here at Gloucester Park at Steelos when you've been with them, and they really are lovely people, and they do contribute a lot to our industry. And with the sales coming up, what's the process there, Mike? Do you go through the book on your own? Do you do it with Jim and Willie? What's your process look like coming up to sales day?
I go through it, and Willie goes through it.
Yep.
And then we sit down and say this one, that one, da da da. Then we go and have a look at them, and then on sale day we go back again and have another look. But most of the time, Willie gets her way. But if I like one, and she 9 times out of 10 said, "I know, I like that one too. I like that one too." So we're not getting that one. So there's never ever, "Oh no, don't like that. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't buy it." So whatever we both agree, and we usually pick about 6 or 7 out each, and then we go and have a look at them, and then put them down. Yeah.
And the good thing with this filly, Mike, you've actually bought within WA. Sometimes it's actually hard to buy within WA because, trainers and drivers want to race themselves. But this filly, you're going to be able to buy in WA, so the money stays in WA and the filly stays in WA.
Oh, that's right, exactly. When Shane rang me and said about he's still interested in buying, I said, yeah. And I said, I'll bring you back tomorrow morning, Shane, which I've already said.
Yeah.
And he said, no need to, Mike. He said, I'll tell you one thing. He said, money never breaks down. I thought, how true is that? He said, money never breaks down. He said, no, so I'll be quite happy to move on. Yeah. He said, I'll go to sales and buy another one, and hopefully I'll crank that up and I'll be able to sell that. Yeah. So, but no, it's good that she stays in WA and races in WA, and she's double Westbred, which is
really
bonus
good,
also.
Yeah, it's terrific. So how's she come on since that first win? And she heads in to the Western Crown 2-year-old fillies on Friday night, drawn the 1. How's she come on since her first up win?
Yeah, well, I bought her home after Pinjarra. I was going to pick her up the next day. I said to Shane, you take her home, first start of the race, take her home and I'll pick her up tomorrow. He said, Mike, he said, she will clean the feed bin. I'm telling you, she'll just lick it out. He said, take her home now, save your trip back. Anyhow, so I took her home, put her in the walk-in, walk-out yard, and went there the next morning, and feed was all gone, the hay was all gone, and she's looking at, you'd swear to God she's been here all the time. She has not left the night at all, and she's bucking the brand off. She's really enjoying it.
Yeah, well, she's a short price favourite tomorrow night. It's hard to line up the form, but Albert Walmsley's filly, Miss Red Velvet, who's from New Zealand, who's well related, and you know plenty about the family because she's a sister to Max Affair, is on the second line of betting at 480 behind your filly at 120. So there's some nice fillies going around.
Oh, there's some nice fillies. Actually, Miss Red Velvet, I was in New Zealand last year, and Albert rang me and said, "Can you go and have a look at this filly?" And I said, "I've already looked at it." And I said, "It's a little bit small, but it's a late foal." I said, "That's a nice filly." I said, "She's nice and neat." Anyhow, Albert bought it, so which is good. I hope. If I don't win it, I hope Albert wins it. That's for sure, because he puts a lot of money and time in the game too. So it'll be great.
Yeah, and
she's a nice filly, and this makes it a little bit easier for us if we got the barrier draw. Thank goodness.
Might be a quick return with the $30,000 race on Friday night for you.
Yeah, hopefully. If she wins that, won't be far out of the. Won't be far before we get out the black anyhow. Yeah.
Now, Mike, earlier on in the program, you've got one of your superstars of the stable returning after a spell in Waterloo, and you've also got Montana Glory in the same race. And Montana Glory, I was just saying earlier on, it was an outstanding drive by Shannon Savelko. He just dictated from the breeze and was a nice winner last Friday night at $17. And that's in the same race, the Laurie Kennedy free fillies and mares free for all. Waterloo first, how's she come back? You happy with how she's going?
Yeah, I'm very, very happy with her. Whatever she does, she'll improve. But her trial, I was happy with the trial. Shannon never pulled the plugs, and it was a very, very hot morning that morning too. And I said to Shannon, just do what she's got to do. Don't go to the bottom of the well. And wonderful to fly mud up 3-4 lengths the last lap. But Shannon said I never pulled the plugs, and he said she had plenty in reserve. So he said she's flying. So, and the track work's been good. Shannon drives all the time in the track work, and he said she's right on song. So, yeah. But the Bay of Joy makes it interesting. So, yeah, I don't know. I reckon she'll go good, but I wouldn't be surprised if she won, and she ran second or third. I wouldn't be disappointed either. And Steno and them sort of horses, wonderful to fly. Steno first up, it'll be a great race anyhow.
Yeah, certainly will. There's plenty of depth there, and Steno's drawn inside you in 4, and we've got the outstanding mare, Wonderful to Fly there in barrier 2, back after a short break, and of course Montana Glory, who was so good last week. Expecting Shannon to go forward at the start, or maybe just see how.
Yeah, I said that to Shannon on Wednesday morning. I said, "What do you reckon?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "We can't cross Steno." He said, "Steno comes out quick." He said, "We'll come out and try and slide in somewhere, but I don't think we won't come out blazing, that's for sure."
Yep.
But like a horse like Archie Girl, everyone's just forgotten about it. They went second to the best horse in the state last week.
Yeah, she's pretty. Yeah, it's a good filly.
Third. Ran third to the best horse in the state. Got beaten a length and a half. So,
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty tough when you've got a horse like Steno inside you.
Yeah,
which is
over the short course.
Yeah, makes it difficult. And your other horse, Montana Glory, she was good last week. Great drive, Shannon Savelko.
Yeah, it was a good drive. Actually, to be honest, I was standing there with Jim watching the race, and when he went down the back and he got about half length in front, leaving the back straight, I said to Jim, this lunatic thinks the winning place is leaving the back. I said, you got no idea at all. And he yards from the line, I yelled out, what a drive. But no, he drove a good race. He made it for Jocelyn Young's other horse. It was back in the field, and he said, I got going into the back and just try and make it a bit harder for the back markers behind us. So he knows what he's doing. He's a great driver, and sure, sometimes he drives bad races, but they all do. But 9 times out of 10, he drives a good one. Yeah.
Oh, look, he's certainly one of the best drivers in WA. There's no doubt about that. And you've also got another one of the best drivers in WA, Aidan DeCampo on Montana Glory. So expecting a good race from her?
Yeah, I think so. It was on the other day. It was good, and she worked good Wednesday morning. She worked with Waterloo, and there wasn't much between them. So, I think she's definitely got an each-way chance. Montana Glory just gets a bit of luck, and if the pressure's on, if they're away from home, she will be running on. Although she has got good gate speed too. She can come out. We've never really chased her, but she can come out pretty quick.
All right, and the other runner for the night is in the free-for-all Blitz and Buy. Goes around. How's he tracking along? His numeric form doesn't look great, but geez, he's right up in the fast class.
Yeah, he's coming back. I've changed his work around a little bit. I've up-tempoed his work, and I think he's definitely coming back. If he gets the right sort of run, he's an each-way chance there for sure tomorrow night. But I think he will get it. He'll slot in somewhere. So I think he's an each-way chance. His last start, it was after he got held up behind Michael Brennan's horse when it carted him back. But I was quite happy. He pulled up with a good heart rate, and his work through the week's been good. So yeah, I think he'll run a good race. Yeah.
All right.
Each way.
We won't ask you for the best of the night because we pretty much know who that is. But the team's got a slot in the Nullarbor coming up. We've had 2 announcements in Swayze and Don Hugo. How's Have you had discussions about who possibly could fill the Swandu slot?
Not well. We have and we haven't. Jim I wanted to get a horse from Victoria, but Jim said no. He said I've got my own horses. He said I put my own horses in, and at this stage, I'm going to throw a thing in the cat in the pigeonhole here. At this stage, I'm leaning towards Hoppy's Way because he's just had an thyroid operation, and we pace worked him yesterday, and he always makes noise when he pulls up. He's breathing, and they done a thyroid operation on him, and we hobbled him yesterday, Wednesday morning, and he pulled up good and never made the noise at all, and his heart rate was the lowest it's ever been. So I said to Jim, everyone's written him off. He's done a great job, just what he's done, because he hasn't been able to breathe. So if this works, I think he's a bit, well, he did run second in the Derby from Barrier 9 and all that with this problem. So if this helps him, he'll be a real dark horse.
Yeah, well, he's got high speed and that electric gate speed as well. So
yeah, he's got good gate speed, and harder they go, better he likes it. So naturally, Jim and Wally are going towards the mare, but I'll see how she comes along. I think, I wouldn't write her off Waterloo either, but whichever one's working the best at the stage will be going in, yeah.
Okay, and the sales are coming up. Have you looked at the book? It's a pretty big book.
Yeah, it is a big book, isn't it? Yeah, the more you look at it, the harder it gets, isn't it? So, no, I've gone through it a couple of times, and, we just keep going to it. Yep. It's hard. You got to see the individual too, don't you? You've got to like the horse when you see it. So, but there are some well-bred yearlings there, that's for sure. Yeah, I reckon it could be a crack of a sale.
Yeah, no, there's some really high-quality stallions this year, and a lot of them. So, and that is a big book. I think 176 yearlings to go under the hammer. So it's going to be a long day, couple of days inspecting, and then buying, Mike. So it's going to be a big couple of days, no doubt, for you and the team. And you'll be in it again, mate. Thanks for joining us on our first show back. Good luck tomorrow night, and we'll see you at the track.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Wayne.
Good on you, Mike Reid, who's got a really good hand. I forgot to ask him. Like last time he was on, you and Mike pranked me the next night, and I'm still recovering from it. I thought you were going to fight at one stage.
It was humorous.
You were very good acting, both of you, and I didn't know what to do, and I'm still shaking from it.
It was humorous, and we could tell that you certainly weren't ready for it. That's for sure, and more importantly, didn't have a clue what you should be doing. But and that was the whole idea of it. So it was a bit of fun. Like Mike said, you got to have a bit of fun. But no, great to talk to Mike Reid, one of the leading trainers here in WA, and I'm sure they'll be very active down there at the sales this year.
Yep.
Now, Michael, big shout out to the winner of the Bustleton Novice Driver Championship, which we sponsored this year, and that was for Joseph Savelko, who
been driving plenty of winners.
He certainly has. Did a great job down there at Bustleton, and it was a good season, and very enjoyable. And congratulations to Joseph.
Plenty of red down there at Bustleton now.
There certainly is. No, look, we've been very happy to be involved down there, and they really look after us and give us some good exposure, and it's just a good family time down there at the Bustleton track. So it's been good.
Now the nominations for the Horses of the Year have been released, and Waterloo, no doubt, no surprise, is a nomination for the 3-year-old filly of the year with Mike Atlantic Gem. Madam Publisher, the Oaks winner, has also been nominated. Some really good nominations, as you would suspect. The Open Mare of the Year is a cracking battle. Artie by the Seaside, Steno, Wonderful to Fly.
Yeah, that's very interesting. 3 wonderful mares.
The 2-year-old fillies, Captains Have Time, Cophead Lady, Rayonette.
Yep.
All 3 did a great job.
Very, very hard to pick, yeah.
The 2-year-old Colt of the Year is nominations Belly Up, Cyclone Geordie, who came late and won the Golden Nugget, and Sebastian James, Golden Slippers, and Sebastian James, who won, I think, the West Spread. 3-year-old Colts and Geldings is Bet the House, Christopher Dance, and Golden Load.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got Horse of the Year. We've also got Jumpin' Jack Mac, Minstrel, Mr. Smarty.
Ooh.
Pacing Cup winner, Mr. Smarty, Golden Nugget winner, amongst other things. And also the 2 other $100,000 races, Mr. Smarty.
Yep.
Trot of the Year, Hold That Gold, our Majestioso, Nicky's son, and the Young Achiever of the Year, Toby Lynn, Emily Savalco, Kyle Symington. A couple of regular nominations there with Emily and Kyle.
Yeah,
they've
certainly
split it the last couple of years.
Tell you what, some of those are
normally
pretty-
it's clear cut.
Yeah, they're very. Some of those are very hard to pick. Some very worthy winners from the young achievers right across the
22nd of March is the first time I can't remember that you haven't had a nomination. I can't. It's the first year in
Oh, it's been a while, but
a long time. Normally you've got your mitts on at least one.
oh look, always happy to share.
Have they got the media award back? Maybe we can throw that in for you.
Yeah, I think Talking Horses will get that.
Yeah, Talking Horses.
But no, look, should be a great night. There's some great nominations there, and some of them are extremely difficult to beat. Can you give us any update, Michael, on the Drivers' Challenge coming up in Albion Park?
Yes, it's getting very close. Obviously, all the drivers have been announced. We've got some special colours for Junior made up, the Gloucester Park colours, and we're gonna show them off the 14th. Junior's going to drive in on the 14th, preparing as a bit of promotion for the 21st and 22nd, and really looking forward to Junior getting in there and showing his stuff against some of the best in the world, including Dexter Dunn, Yannick Gringar.
So just quickly, it's over 2 nights?
2 nights.
2 nights.
Friday 21st and Saturday the 22nd of February.
Right, and what's the process in terms of working out what horses?
Well, Wednesday's the draw. So Wednesday around lunchtime their time, I think, our man Ollie Cownie and the big cat Matt Leppard are our 2 that are deciding the drives. And it's a snakehead, I think they call it a snakehead draw, where if you're first out in the first round, you're last in the second round. So you get of the 10 drivers, so you're number 1 the first round, you're 20th pick, so the number 10 of the second round.
Right,
then,
so if you're number 1, you get the opportunity
to pick any horse of any race.
Of any race.
Yeah, of the 10, of the 20, of the 20.
Yep.
So, and then next round you're the last, but I mean, we could all be picking horses in different races and then working it out. So the first couple might be okay, but then it's really got to get technical on who we've got. But we've got 2 really good fellas in Matt Leppard and Ollie Cownie picking for Junior. And as Junior said to me, if he gets beat, it's our fault for picking the wrong horses, and if he wins, it's his driving ability.
Well, I would have thought you would have been picking them, Mike.
No,
definitely
not. I'm staying away. It's all on Albion Park form.
So you're just there to count the legs, make sure they got 4.
No, I won't even be doing that.
They won't even trust you.
Moral support.
Moral
support. But
should be great. There are some big names. Like
and all eyes will be on it. This will be an international event. America and Bjorn Gup's coming over from Sweden. They've already had a great deal of interest. So all eyes will be on, and the fact that we'll be carrying the Gloucester Park colours, and we've just sent in Junior's theme song.
So you get allowed to say that on air?
Yeah, you get a theme song. I didn't know what it was. He sent it through to me.
Right, okay.
So had to be cleared.
I'm sure.
The first one got rejected. The second one he's ready to go. It's so it's really good. So really looking forward to it and getting to see our best take on the best over there.
And it sounds like it will be a bit of fun.
Yeah, it's a
lot of fun.
It's 3 or 4 days of. They've got a few promotions around it, like a sporting night, and the draw's got to be. I think they're going to live stream the draw. So, it'd be interesting. So there's a number of teams that got different professional punters. So it's actually going to be really competitive on the draw.
Yeah, okay. A lot of form analysts there. Yeah, no, it'd be good.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good fun time.
Looking forward to that.
Some big names there as well, which is great. So.
Yeah, no, looking forward to that. So, and I think part of it, like Junior gets glasses, like aviator glasses with his name on it, like 50 of them. He gets to throw them to the crowd and stuff like that. So
rock star status.
Really
rock
good.
Star status.
Yeah. So, but the colours are really good as well. Looking forward, and he's going to wear them on the 14th of February here at Gloucester Park.
Valentine's Day, you'll be
when he
busy,
drives.
Michael?
Alan Parker's wedding anniversary, Alan Parker.
Oh, my son's birthday.
There you go.
Nullarbor spots.
Yes, we've had 2 announced in the last couple of weeks. Obviously,
2 big ones.
Oh, obviously Swayze, dual New Zealand Cup winner, Hunter Cup winner. We posted an interview that Ryan Phelan did for us after the Hunter Cup win on our social media with Cam Hart. Looking forward to coming over. And then this week, the Luke McCarthy trained and driven Don Hugo, who's...
the Eureka winner.
Yep, and also the Inter-Dominion winner. Yeah. And speaking to Luke before the Inter-Dominion, he was keen to get a slot to come over and race him and really wanted to target this event. And the Fremantle Cup as well, the Rich Vision Fremantle Cup. Yep. So both of them will stay for it. So what a great race that'll be. Yeah,
over the longer. That's great. The good thing is with that interstate flavour.
Yep.
Just means that it's like when our horses go across there's a lot of involvement from the west because everybody's barracking for our horses. Having 2 stars like this come across, we'll just see a massive Eastern States crowd having interest in the race, which equals more turnover.
All our biggest turnover races are when East Coast horses come and compete, and that's so important to have a horse like Swayze and Don Hugo coming over. It'd be great to get a third. Just to throw it in the mix that, of that quality. Catch a Wave won't be coming back. He's going to New Zealand to take on Leap to Fame in their slot race. But there is, I know at least another horse is wanting to come over and take a third slot, and that's probably what we need, those 3 big guns to come over and compete against our best, which will be Minstrel, Mr. Smarty, Never Ending. It's already shaping as one of the best race. Like it's an Inter-Dominion type field.
It could finish up being possibly the best race we've seen at Gloucester Park since Lazarus was here for the
Lazarus
Fremantle Cup.
and what a great race that was when Chicago Bull posted him.
Yeah,
and my hard copy won. Really, it was really. It's really important that we got those 2 big names to come over, and the race is growing in stature that these big names want to come over and compete.
Yeah, I think that was always going to be the case after year 1.
Yeah.
Year 1, it was a new concept and just trying to get it going. But I think since then, we've just obviously last year having Catch a Wave.
Yeah.
Was just such a big plus with. Kate and Andy Gath across here, for Robbie's team was fantastic, and they engaged the WA public really, really well, got a lot of interest, and then to have a couple of horses like Swayze and Don Hugo, if you could add one more, I mean, those 2 on their own are outstanding, but if you could get one more, just the interest in the race will be amazing. So looking forward to it.
Yep, no, really am. So, and it's a big time of year, obviously, coming in because we've also got the 2-year-olds building up. We've got the Western Crown 2-year-olds with good to see both supported really well with 10 full fields in both and reserves.
Yep.
And then that leads into obviously the Sales Classic, which is the heats on the 18th. We've got a lot of horses qualifying now, and then 18th, and then obviously the final on the 28th, which is always a great night. The APG Sales Classic along with the 3-year-old on the same night. And then, so we're at the moment it's the 2-year-olds for the next month, and obviously, Ryan Bell's got a heap of 2-year-olds, Aiden's got a heap of 2-year-olds, Justin's qualified a filly, which we'll talk about in just a second, and I have a colt qualified, hopefully for the to get ready for the Sales Classic, and we've already seen Little China Girl go well, and then the Colts race was interesting as well with Cease Triac beating Night Sniper as well. So we've got these 2-year-olds up and about for this Sales Classic now ready, and obviously there's a busy time for our trainers because then they've got to go inspect as well over that time, and takes a lot of time to go through these horses.
It does when there's 170 horses, but in particular the heats of the Sales Classic. That's one of my favourite days.
Yeah,
when quite a few horses step out for the first time, and you know there's quite a few owners come along and watch. It's just a really good atmosphere, and just get to watch the up and coming stars, and then we're heading towards the final on the 28th.
Yep, 125k for one for the Colts and Geldings, one for the fillies.
It should be good. Looking forward to it, and then it just continues to roll on and roll on.
And I've got to say, we've talked about the syndication of a couple. We like the Colt, and he's fully sold and been fully sold for a little bit.
He looks good. He looks nice.
And he's one of yours that you've got a majority share in with Justin that we've taken a part of, and we've got a couple of new owners come into that probably wouldn't be able to buy a colt of that quality.
Absolutely.
But I tell you what, we've got a filly that we're just finalising now. Only a couple of shares left. She qualified on Wednesday and went super. Junior jumped off and said to me, I love her.
Home, I think, in 28.9, 28.5.
Yeah. And he said, well she's just got to improve. And so we do have a couple of remaining shares. So if anyone wants to get a filly that's ready to go, we do have a couple of remaining shares that we're about to finalise. So contact us here at Gloucester Park. I think the email is info@gloucesterpark.com.au. Contact us here because there's a couple of shares left, and you might be lucky enough to. She's 3,100 paid up to now, and you get next start will be the heats of the Sales Classic, and hopefully you got a finalist as well for 125k ready to rock and roll. No guesswork that she's going to make it to the track because she's fully qualified and look good as well.
Yeah, and look, it's a unique opportunity because normally you buy them, and almost 12 months ago, you've got no idea whether they're going to actually make the track.
That's right.
But this filly here, if you're interested,
Justin's kept a share. You've got a share.
You can go back and
Ross
have a look.
Fitzgerald's got a share. So if you like Ross Fitzgerald, the luckiest. If you want to race with the luckiest person in the world,
it's Ross Fitzgerald.
It's Ross Fitzgerald.
So it's just a unique opportunity.
Yeah, it is.
That you can actually go online.
Normally they are sold by this time, but we've just had a few. We're just getting everything ready, and it just happens. We've got a couple of. It happened with Has No Fear with us as well. Has No Fear. Actually, we still had a couple of shares the day she won the Sales Classic heat.
Wow.
And we sold them straight away as well because everyone jumped in and went, oh, yeah, she goes okay. And she ended up winning an Oaks with us. So hopefully she's by Always Be Mickey out of No Less Than Perfect.
Yep.
How good are the Always Be Mickeys going?
Yeah, absolutely amazing. And No Less Than Perfect was a very nice racehorse. And already had one good one. So unique opportunity. How many shares? Couple?
Only a couple left. So come and contact us here at Gloucester Park. Contact me.
You can buy a share and watch a race.
Ready to go.
Over a week.
Tuesday week.
Doesn't get any better than that. Now, Michael.
Yes. Here we go. I like this.
Yeah.
Usually worries me.
I got a list, but national ratings.
Yes.
Have we seen enough to form any opinion yet, or just need to wait a while and see how it pans out?
Look, I don't think so. Either way, and I can tell you the program it will change and evolve over time, and I think the program we've got now will be completely different in 3 to 6 months' time as well, and as the horse population comes, and a lot of the races aren't ratings anyway. They're 0 wins, and if you're talking about single class racing, that is the purest type of single class racing. 0 metro wins. So you're racing other horses that haven't won a metro race. So we've got a few of those. We've got a couple of 0s to 2 and stuff, and that'll build and I think it'll build and evolve. I can tell you that looking at the prices of the favourites and stuff like that, there's probably more in the zone that we want as far as what really generates good wagering. So at this early stage, that's a really positive sign.
Yep.
But we won't really know any wagering for another 6 weeks. That's when we get all the information from the corporates like Sportsbet and those type of things. So we don't, and the TAB over here. So we don't really know how it's performing. We can have a look at the guide on what it's done for the local market and maybe one or two others that we get early. But until we actually get the whole picture, it's hard to tell because they can vary from figures from different things. But look, I think it's a little bit early. It hasn't just been a month.
Yep. Yeah. That's why I asked
What
the question.
What about you?
Oh, look, it's very hard to say, and plus we haven't had a runner, so don't really know. But
from a personal level, because that's when it's going to come for you personally. Because
correct.
But just looking at it, I mean, and now January is the smallest time for the horse population. It's like September used to be at the change of season, and now it's January, and they need to look at the programming now, and it's happened. That's the way that it's evolved with the calendar year. And we know when the horse population's going to go up and down from the last couple of years, it's more defined now. So the program, and I know talking to Warren Wishart, that is part of what they're doing and reviewing and stuff like that. So I think that it will evolve and also, what races are programmed this time of year and what horses have been available the last couple of years and making sure that particularly Friday night's full, Monday, Tuesday full, and then then we work on the rest.
Yeah, the Western Crown Colts and Geldings and fillies is on this Friday, which was a change to the calendar, and I think we all agree that those races need to change where they were.
Yep.
But a little bit of notice might have been.
Yeah, it was a bit late notice, but I mean the really positive thing is that they're full fields. And we haven't had full 2-year-old fields this early before, or on a heading into the Sales Classic. So that's really positive. And the other positive thing I think for the people racing, it gives them a chance to race for $30,000 against their own sex and have a look at Gloucester Park on a Friday night at this time of year when it is warm, rather than racing during the day for $9,000.
Yeah.
And I think so. I think there's a number of positives for this, and then obviously in 12 months' time, it's going to be everyone's really going to know about them, and we might see even more. Yeah. So and then they can work on the programming as well around that. But I think just looking at the fields,
as we knew, those races had to move from their current programming slot because it just wasn't working.
They were poor. Well, the Western Crown last year, I think we had the fillies had 8, and the Colts and Geldings fell over.
Yeah, and
then it had to get pushed back. But the problem getting it pushed back is there's a lot of racing for 2-year-olds in that back end.
Yeah, there is. So, no, look, it's good.
So the early goers, you've got to also give horses, the early goers, something to aim at as well.
Yep. Other good news.
Yes.
I believe Magnificent Storm is on the comeback trail. And
a couple of weeks away, maybe.
How good's that?
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Ray and Rob and Damien and the team, Peter. Magnificent that we're going to have.
Yeah,
potentially him coming back and that he's in work because we know that type of infection illness can be
fatal.
Yeah, fatal. Exactly.
Absolutely
so
fatal.
To have him and a superstar that's just
he's a draw
fantastic.
Card.
He's a wonderful horse.
Yeah, people come to watch him.
And for wagering as well, people want to bet on him.
Yep. No, it's great.
And
really, really good to have him on the comeback trail. So,
yep.
What else have I got here for you, Mike? I got a couple I might just leave for later.
Okay.
But,
all right. Keep them in your barrel.
Yes.
In case you need to fire them.
Yeah. No, look, it's like I said, it's just great to be back and talking trots again. So
it is. All right, it's time to take a break. We're going to have Bomber Hill. He's fresh. First up, we had lunch with him a couple of weeks ago. He was ready, raring to go.
He certainly is, and I think he's going to. think he'd been in a little bit of form. So let's hope that continues on. But, of course, we've got to give a good word to our good sponsor.
Indeed. Almost forgot about that. Lucky you're here, Morts.
Yeah.
I'm a bit rusty. First up, Morts. This is segments brought to you by Loans 123, Car Loans, Debt Consolidation, all your personal finance. Who do you see?
The great man, the nude nut, Steve Sell.
Yeah, loans123.com.au, or the very easy to remember 1-800
100 100. Didn't even need my prompter.
No, you didn't.
Even after a good break. And Loans 1, 2, 3, still doing things the banks can't.
Great to have Stevie back in for another year.
Absolutely. Good man, Steve. Funny man, good
Yes,
man, and
good
big
fella.
supporter.
Yep. 2025, he's back.
Yes.
All right, it's time to take a break. What a race the Hunter Cup was, Sports.
Absolute ripper.
He's getting better leap to fame. Even in defeat, that was monstrous.
Yeah, he's just a beast. He's an absolute beast.
Yeah, Republican Party was very good, obviously. Tack McLeod was good. He's been very good since coming missing the Inter-Dominion and coming back.
Yep.
Don Hugo was just behind them. He's got to be ready for April. But the winner, Swayze, a dual New Zealand Cup winner. He's won a Victoria Cup. Now he's won a Hunter Cup.
And most importantly, he's coming across here to WA.
For the Tab Touch Nullarbor, the Fremantle.
Retrovision
Fremantle Cup.
Yep.
What a
wait.
couple of weeks it's going to be. As we go to the break, here is Swayze defying all possible runners, including the great leap to fame, his half-brother.
Off the back, 27 for the third quarter. It's Swayze just in front. Leap to Fame breathes down his neck. No. Leap to Fame loomed up to Swayze. Tack McLeod gets the run. Then Don Hugo. It's Swayze. Leap to Fame. Tack McLeod getting through with Republican Party. Swayze kicks on. Leap to Fame lifting. Swayze and Leap to Fame. And Swayze does it. What a race. What a race. Swayze, what a win.
There's always a lot more in store for you at Retrovision, like Retrovision's lowest price guarantee. If you find a lower price on a same-stocked item, we'll beat it. There's our 60-day price promise, where we'll refund you 120% of the difference if you find a lower advertised price on any purchase. Plus, RAC members save an extra 5% every day of the year. After 60 years, a lot has changed, but there's still a lot more in store at Retrovision.
You are listening to Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley.
Travelling well, but still can't get that run. He's desperate. And then came Line the Stars. He goes for Patched around the turn. 30.8 the next quarter. Patched in front. He'll dive back to the inside here with Sunny's Little Rose, I'd say. And further back, Nicky's Son. He's trying to get out with Sunny's Little Rose. There's not much room. Patched, Nicky's Son. Sunny's Little Rose coming through. Patched in front from Nicky's Son. Sunny's Little Road, what a drive that was by De Campo. Patched has won it from Nicky's Son and Sunny's Little Road.
Yeah, sure was a great drive from Aidan De Campo, and great for David and Sean to win another Trotters Cup with Patched, and great performance. And Morts, Aidan De Campo, what a drive. You know what we should do?
What's that?
We should introduce a Drive of the Month. I was going to think Drive of the Week, but Drive of the Month, and maybe get it sponsored by either Retrovision or Steel Blue. Give them like a pair of boots or a voucher.
Oh, we could do both, Michael.
Do both?
Yeah, we could do both.
I reckon Aidan wins for January.
Yeah, well,
Patched.
we can do a.
We'll guilt Ross into it.
Yeah. So we could give away a prize every fortnight.
Yep.
So first fortnight could be a Retrovision voucher,
Yep.
and the second fortnight could be a
go.
pair of Steel Blue boots.
There you go, Aidan. We'll come and see you tomorrow night.
Beautiful.
You've either got a pair of boots or a new toaster. All right, this segment is brought to you by Steel Blue Boots, Morts, the one and only. And they are built for comfort, made for work, and they are in, stockists all over Australia, over 700 stockists nationwide, and they are a mark of true skill.
They certainly are designed for comfort, durability and choice, backed by a 30-day 100% comfort guarantee.
Don't worry, Aidan, you won't need them.
No. The guarantee, that is.
That's right. The guarantee you'll need the boots.
So whatever you do, Steel Blue boots are tailor-made to help you do your best. And Aidan doesn't need too much help to do his best. He just seems to continue driving and training winners.
He sure does. All right. Let's welcome in our form expert, fresh. First up in 2025, Scott Bomber Hill. Bomber, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Rad. It's great to be back, and looking forward to another big year.
Yeah, no, exciting time coming up. Great mares race tomorrow night, as well as the 2-year-olds. We got a 9-race card, the first at 5:55, and then we start rolling into, I'd imagine all the free-for-allers are starting to come back now and getting ready for these big races. The Bunbury Cup's coming up, and
Yeah,
Jarry Carpet.
I think the 21st of February could be a big
and
night.
the Governor's Cup.
Big night.
The Governor's Cup, the 21st. So,
Yep.
looking forward to a couple of those horses returning, but a really good card. This Friday night, 9 races, and the first, as I said, at 5:55. And without further ado, let's get into it. The Tab Touch market, and Morts, hasn't it been great? They've continued from December right through with posting the prices early, Tab Touch.
Oh, it makes such a big
does.
difference, Michael. It's great.
Sure,
Really good.
It
really
sure
good.
does. And race number 1 is Team Bond, leading trainers for 2024 here at Gloucester Park. And let's have a look at the market. It's the first race. We're going to look at the first race for Bomber. Race 1, straight off the top. And it is the Tab Touch market. Sporting Grace, $61. Call to Arms, $41. Mr. Leighton, $34. Naming Lights, $91. Vanderbilt, it's at $2.15 to $1.90 in favourite. Chillin, $9.50. Alfredi at 51, I should say. Mr. Macedon at $4.80, and Great Boulder outside the front line, $3.10. Little bit of support, $2.90 on the second line of betting. Then we've got Take a Hike at 51 and Major J 31 on the back line. Bomber, can you kick us off with a winner in 2025 with race 1 tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'm hoping the Bonds can win their own race here. Rads, the Great Boulder, I think he's the right price to bet. He's been a bit of a work in progress for the camp, this bloke, but he does hand over a barrier draw advantage to Vanderbilt, but I just like the way he's come back. He was very good winning at Pinjarra, and then he got it completely wrong in the Cup, the stand, where he gave him about 80 metres start there, but he ran home really good time and over the longer trip, and he was 3 and 4 wide for the last 600, only beaten 16 metres. Was a real eye catcher, I thought, and he'll have to give him a start here, but I think he's good enough to beat them. I just hope Vanderbilt has to do a bit of work early.
Certainly got the credentials. He's out of a very good
well-bred
race mare, and Our Major Mama by American Idea.
American Idea was the sales topper, broke the record at that stage.
Certainly did.
You broke it the next year, Morts. Last year, I mean.
It was presented at the sale by
Solid Gold.
Solid Gold, yeah. And he has been a work in progress. He's been sure Bondy's got a few words he would like to say about him, but we know he's got a lot of ability.
Yeah.
Drawn out there in 9's going to make it very interesting. Mr. Macedon's been in very good form of late for Nathan Turvey and Emily Savelko, and of course Ray Williams has bought Vanderbilt to Gloucester Park Friday night. So race 1, number 9, Bomber, Great Boulder. What's the staking plan here?
Yeah, we'll go with a 2-unit bet. I just like to see a little bit of pressure up front, and I think he can just sort of roll into it from the 800 and hopefully be too strong. I was really impressed with that Northern come from.
Yes, comes back to Gloucester Park in a 0-win Metro race. All right, the next race we're going to look at is race number 4. And it comes up at 7:25 tomorrow night. Let's have a look at the Tab Touch market, the brand that funds the industry. This is the Minstrels Pacing Cup free-for-all over 2130 metres. Rock Me Over, $31. High Price, $5.50. El Daytona, $51. Franco Ecuador, $6.50 out to $7.50, back into $6. Dominus Factum, $18. Blitz and Buy, $15. Too Fast, Too Serious, $4.20 into $3.50. I'm a 5-star General, $31. Hampton Banner, outside the front line, $6.50 to $5. And Dalvey Robin, last start winner, $3.30. Relatively solid at that mark, and it holds the call as the favourite, the only runner on the back line. Bomber, which way are we going in the free-for-all?
Yeah, Dalvey Robin was very good last time when running over Swing Band in very quick time, and that's pretty good form for a race of this nature. He's the lone back runner on the second line here, and there'll be a few looking to push forward, but I thought High Price could give him a good enough tag through unless they go really silly in front, which will suit him even better. But he hasn't really put in a bad race since coming across from Victoria, and I can't see any reason why he won't go on with it.
Very impressive winner last start, Bomber. Really.
Sure was. I didn't think he had any real right to win, but he just kept on coming, and I love the way he hit the line.
Yeah, sustained a very long 3-wide run in against some really, really quality horses. So it was a great drive and a great win last week by Dalvey Robin. How do you see the map in this race here? We've got some fairly fast horses drawn reasonably well. How do you see it, Bomber?
Yeah, there's plenty of speed right across the front, and even, Hampton Banner, he might even try and launch from the widest marble, but hard to really pick an absolute leader with all that speed, and, that could really set it up nicely, I think, for Dalvey Robin.
As you said, the lone runner on the back line there, race 4, horse number 10, Dalvey Robin for Gary Hall Jr., training and driving. Currently at $3.30 in what's a fairly open field, good race. What's the staking plan, Bomber?
Yeah, really impressed with him last time. As I said, I didn't think he could keep sustaining that run that he did. And, this is definitely no harder. It would have done him the world of confidence. He would have got a lot of confidence out of that run and done him the world of good. So happy to have a 2-unit bet. I think he's a really nice price.
Yep, he certainly is. So race 4, number 10, Dalvey Robin for 2 units for our man Bomber.
Owned by Mick Boots, who owns Swayze, and probably Australia's leading over at the moment. Owns a number of horses here in WA. There's horses with Bob Millsop and Lindsay Harper and now Junior. And interesting, Dalvey Robin by Washington VC. You don't see too many of them anymore.
No.
So
I'm the Mighty
Quinn. I'm Victorious, amongst others.
Yeah.
As we go to the break, let's go back a weekend. It was the Media Cup free-for-all, and as Bomber said, was a really good performance for Dalvey Robin to reel in Swing Band.
Wide out, magnificent. Penny Tiger struggling behind them in the straight. He goes for Swing Band. It's Swing Band in front. Dalvey Robin out 3 wide. Running on Magnificent out wider. In the straight, Swing Band in front. Dalvey Robin down the outside. Swing Band and Dalvey Robin. Swing Band, Dalvey Robin. Swing Band, Dalvey Robin. Swing Band joined by Dalvey Robin. I think Dalvey Robin in a boil over. Dalvey Robin, Hall Jr. He might have got his treble from
New Mazda.
Yep, I love it. We got it from Bayswater Mazda.
I keep hearing great things about them.
They're fantastic to deal with. Great people, great coffee too.
At Bayswater Mazda, you'll always be well looked after. Visit the team today and find the best drive-away deals on new Mazdas and pre-owned vehicles. Driving is better with Bayswater Mazda.
So's the coffee.
Go and see Bayswater Mazda at the corner of Guildford and Garrett Road, Bayswater. DL 25174.
You are listening to Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley.
3/4 now to Ike Scott, the mic on the outside. Up to the turn, Night Sniper joined by Cease to React, striding up alongside the favourite there, 2 in front of Maternal Dreams. On the outside, Cease to React, levels with Night Sniper. Night Sniper, Cease to React, coming again at Night Sniper and got him right at the line. Cease to React just over Night Sniper.
That was Cease to React winning at Pinjarra in the first 2-year-old race of the year. He comes to Gloucester Park tomorrow night in the Western Crown 2-year-old Colts and Geldings, which is race number 5. He's $1.60 out to $1.80. Holds the call. Support for In the Heart of Texas. $4 into $3.30.
Sonia Zucchiardi and Denny Roberts.
Yep. We've also got Wheels of Fortune for Aiden at $9. Night Sniper, who ran second behind Cease to React, led up, is at $12 on the same line of betting with Wake Up Jeff. So a good race there for the 2-year-old Colts and Geldings Western Crown. Good betting race as well, Morts.
Yeah, no, it should be good. Looking forward to those 2 Western Crown races. Should be always good to see the new 2-year-olds coming through.
Yep.
So see what talent we've got out there, but that should be good.
All right, this segment, Morts, is brought to you by Retrovision, your local WA electrical appliance specialist, where RAC members receive an additional 5% every day. Every day.
Can I ask you a question, Mark?
Sure.
Why would you shop anywhere else?
You wouldn't. You just wouldn't.
Lowest price guarantee.
We forgot to ask Mike what he's been buying lately, because he loves going into that Ellenbrook store.
He's a regular in there at the Ellenbrook store, but lowest price guarantee, an additional 5% for being an RAC member, and a 60-day price promise. That means if you buy something from us and within 60 days you see that product cheaper, we will refund you 120% of the difference.
Jeez, you can't ask more than that.
Exactly. So why would you shop elsewhere?
No, you would not. And great once again to have them, Morts, you and Retrovision on board and sponsoring plenty of the country tracks.
Yes, we certainly are. We just going to expand that. Like I said, we're going to get down there to Albany, but we do like supporting the country harness racing. Always very important, and they're good supporters too, really good supporters. So we appreciate it.
Beautiful. All right, the next race we're going to look at is race number 7. This is the belly up mobile pace over the 1730 metres. Couple of scratchings, 1 and 7, so only the 6 go round, but it's a competitive race. Let's have a look at the Tab Touch market. $13 for Soundwave, Rock Artist $260 to $240, Sugar Apple $420 to $390, Show Pony $290 to $270, Lamandiere $15, and Regal Cheval $7. Bomber, only the 6 to go around now, but you've got 3 horses all vying for favouritism, and it could change by the time we get to start time. Which way are we going here?
Yeah, and with Rock Artist, I thought, he's been going okay in much harder races, and most importantly, he gets an opportunity to lead. And whilst Regal Cheval is going to come out hard from the outside, I thought this bloke could probably keep his legs underneath. He's a good enough beginner, and that's all he really has to do, I think. So long as he keeps underneath Regal Cheval here into that first corner, I think he's definitely the one to beat. He's as strong as an ox in front. He's got an outstanding record, and figure form, nothing to write home about at the moment. But I think as long as he can hold up, he'll win.
Very interesting race, Bomber. Over the 1730, we know how important it is to be in front. Over the 1730, Regal Cheval does get out very, very quickly indeed. So could be some fireworks in that first 200 to 400 metres.
Yeah, I think the scratchings probably aid Rock Artist to a certain extent. I know it brings Regal Cheval in a bit, but being a little bit closer together, it probably makes it that little bit harder to cross rather than getting the Shanghai from out wide at that front straight start. But let's hope he can keep his legs underneath and give us a nice, easy watch.
Very intriguing race, as Michael said, just small but very intriguing. Over the 1730 metres, race number 7, horse number 8, Regal Cheval, trained and driven by Gary Hall Jr. What's our staking plan here, Bomber?
The bet's with Rock Artist, Morts, just to clarify there, and 2 units is the bet.
I think I was talking too much about Regal Cheval, but I made a note on it, and then when I glanced down, I thought, well, that must be it. Bomber, race 7, horse number 3, Rock Artist for the man in the pink cart, Christopher Voke. What's the staking plan once again?
2 units, it's going to be a race. I think the race is won and run to that first.
All right. Just a little bit rusty here tonight.
You'll be
Bomber,
right.
first up after
You're going better than
a break.
Going better than me.
It was 2005. It was 2005 in here earlier on, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. My peak. It's been all downhill since then.
Probably 10 years after mine.
Yeah. All right, the final race we're going to look at is race number 8, the Christopher Dance, and it is over the 2130 metres, 1 scratching, which makes it a field of 8, so 3 place dividends. We've got Trigwell Road at $14, scratch the 2. Mickey Pello at $61. He's a Vibe $340. One Smart Fella $51. Instigator $420. The Little Master $420. Wave Rider $3. And Magnus Victor is at $850. This is a really competitive betting race. A number of runners here are vying for favouritism. It is Wave Rider. Drawn barrier 8, the favourite at $3 with Tab Touch after opening at $360. Which way are we going, Bomber?
Yeah, I think he's the class, Rads, and he comes up with what appears to be a sticky draw, but he does have a few options. But I think the most obvious one would be to just drop onto the back of the Little Master and follow him around and hopefully tag him in from the 800 or 1,000. He hit the line really strongly last week after being strung up in traffic, and he was actually in front of metre after the line, breaking 56 for his last half wide on the track. And anything similar to that tomorrow night should seem very, very hard to beat.
I have to agree 100% with you, Bomber. Wave Rider, definitely the class runner there. And, of course, the Ryan Bell stable travelling absolutely beautiful. And Kyle Symington in good driving form should make for a hard combination to beat. But it is a very, very competitive race. Number 8, race 8, number 8, Wave Rider over the 2130 for Ryan Bell and Kyle Symington. What's our staking plan, Bomber?
Yeah, we'll stick with the theme of the night, another 2 units. I think he just needs a touch of luck and second.
Yeah, agreed. It can be very, very hard to beat. Big run last start, like you said, half an inch past the post, and he was in front. So big run, be hard to beat.
All right, all bets this week, 2-unit bets for the 4 of them. All right, have you got a multi to kick off 2025, Bomber?
Yeah, I do. Really keen on this one too. I think the 3 of these will all lead and win. We'll get somewhere around the $2 mark. Race 2, number 3, Ventura. He just looks too good. Whether he leads or sits in the breeze, I think he'll win. I think he will pull his way to the top. Race 3, number 4, Steno. She looks too fast off the arm and never gets beat in front. And race 6, number 1, Little China Girl. She was really impressive on debut, and hard to see her beating around the park here.
I think it's closer to about $2.40 than $2 Bomber, so that's a good way to kick off 2025 with 3 horses you think are Morales. Put him take out. All right, 2, 3, 3, 4, 6, 1. All right, mate. Great performance first up, Bomber. Haven't missed a beat. Hopefully,
how about that, Rats? We can only get better.
hopefully the punting's just as good.
Exactly. That's all we need. That's all that needs to be on point.
Now, how's your AFL and NRL tipping competitions coming along?
Yeah, no, we've kicked that off. So interesting to see. We've had a few different winners over the years, and I'm Yui in the NRL one again. I'm sure. I see the running camel put his hand up.
Okay, that's good. Went pretty good last year. Pretty well.
Thereabouts, but you drop off a little bit later. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I struggled. I led the first 2 rounds. I peaked
early.
I peaked after Vegas, and I was all downhill from there. But actually, really good. Plenty of I was talking to Sully Sullivan today, and there's a couple of NRL fixtures this year. There's a double header in April, and then the State of Origin, we've got a game over here this year, and then the Knights play the Dolphins, my mighty Knights. So might get to see the great Kalen go around again.
When's the Knights Dolphins?
It's the week of I think it's the weekend of after the Origin. So in June or July. So I've got to have a look. So, but it'd be great to have the great KP back in town. He carved them up last year. God bless him, and hopefully he does it again. But they can, if anyone's following you on X, it's at Hill Bomber. Is that correct?
That's the one.
At Hill Bomber, and all the if they can contact you, DM you, and slide into your DMs, and you can get involved in both the NRL and ARL tipping competition, AFL tipping competition.
And I'll make my normal donation, Bomber. I certainly never trouble the leaderboard, but I'll make a donation to a good cause.
Never my strength either, Morts. You're in good company.
That's what happens when you're a Bombers supporter. Hopefully we might get a couple more wins this year, Bomber. You never know.
Well, yeah, there's a luck, that's for sure. I'm not. I'm more hopeful than confident once again.
Same here.
All right. Hopefully that's a better result for all around. All right, mate. Thanks for your time. We'll speak to you next week.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
All right, there's the great Scott Bomber Hill.
Good to have him back on board again this year.
Let's hope we kick the year off beautifully.
Mind you, having said that, if there was no Bomber,
there's no show. It's all over. We're not turning up the drivel to ourselves.
No.
Now, last week, as we mentioned, in the final race, the Running Camel Summer Series maiden final, $21,000 for a maiden final. These summer series have been really good. They've had good fields all the way through. There was great racing last Friday night. I think been a great initiative. Morts, these heats and finals at the different tracks. And the final one, as I said, the maiden final, taken out by Blitzar, owned by Mark Norman, bred by his father, Alan. And it was Mark's first ever training win, although he's helped Alan out a lot over the years. But in his name, Mitchell Miller in the cart, and really happy for him.
That's terrific.
Yeah, good fella, Mark.
Trained, owned, just a great story, and what a way to celebrate your first win at Gloucester Park, eh?
Yeah, looking to go into the next series of heats and finals for the 0 to 1 or 2 wins, which will be really good. So As I said, I think a great initiative, particularly this time of year, to finish off January was fantastic.
Yeah, it certainly was.
All right,
Excellent.
let's go to the break. And good drive by Mitchell Miller as well. For Mark Norman and Alan Norman, here's Blitzar winning the final event at Gloucester Park last week.
For the run, getting a split now and coming after this leader. They got to the leader with Blitzar hitting the front. Here's a Rise Lazarus as Hall looks for 5, gets him to the outside. He's coming fast too. It's Blitzar in front, but a Rise Lazarus cutting him down. Blitzar fights hard. He's just in front of Rise Lazarus. Isn't going to get there. A little Blitzar has won from a Rise Lazarus. Hold Your Fire hangs on for third.
Hi, I'm Steve Sell from Loans 123. We are car finance specialists. We can help you find the loan you're looking for, your new car, and help find a home for your old one. If you want a new or used car but feel uncomfortable visiting car yards on your own, we can help and often save you money. For a stress-free way of buying and financing your next car, who do you see? Steve Sell at loans123.com.au or call 1800 100 100.
Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
Around the turn next quarter in 28.3. Gully Gum the inside, just getting the better of Blaze On as they turn. And then Rakiro Raider and Torpedo Rock. And further back is Tumbling Dice in the straight though. On the inside, Gully Gum. The outside, Blaze On. It's Gully Gum and Blaze On. Blaze On takes the lead though from Gully Gum and Torpedo Rock and Rakiro Raider. And it's Blaze On coming away for another really good win. Blaze On goes home to win it nicely. Second home, Gully Gum.
Yeah, it was a good win. Michael Young, Gary Hall Jr. combining for Blaze On, getting over the top of Gully Gum, who won the previous week for our mate Timmy Gossage in the ownership there, and Murray Butterworth.
It was a very impressive win.
Yeah,
it really was.
We're going to talk about it in just a moment, Morts, but this segment is brought to you by Bayswater Mazda. Driving is better in a Bayswater Mazda, corner of Guildford and Garrett Road, and drove past it the other day. Plenty of new cars there ready to rock and roll.
Certainly are, and there's no better place. I mean, there's no better car to buy than a Mazda, and there's no better place to buy your Mazda than Bayswater Mazda. Great range of used cars, plenty of stock of all the latest model Mazda. Great service, Michael.
Yeah.
Whenever you take your car down there for a scheduled service, they roll out the red carpet, look after you, and I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but the coffee is absolutely luxury.
Yeah. Very good. Our great supporters of Bayswater Mazda. Great to have them back again.
Certainly is.
For this year. All right. Our provincial and country and Queensland form expert, one of the Gloucester Park gurus, Ollie Cownie, joins us on the line. Ollie, welcome to the program.
Hey, Morts. Hey, Rads. It's great to be back on. It was a good little freshen up there, but ready to go, and hopefully you can find us a few winners this week.
Before we get into it, you're one of the owners of Blaze On, very powerful ownership group. What are this? Our two main Gloucester Park gurus in Ollie and Matt Leppard, the big cat.
The big cat.
Mick Boots, the biggest owner in Australia, Leviathan owner, and William Pike, champion jockey. Is
the great W. Pike.
The great W. Pike is in it. What an ownership group for you, Ollie.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic to be a part of. Obviously, I'm one of the more minor players in that, but some really powerful owners in there. And we, he was a bit of a slow starter for the new stable, but he's really hit the ground running now, Blaze On, and he's been really impressive in his recent start. So the powerful Michael Young stable, he's done a fantastic job with him as well. So yeah, it's been really good so far, and I think that that really good ownership group's probably got a few winners left with him, which is really exciting.
No, really good to have Willie Pike involved in a pacer, and great to have Mick Boots, who's investing in a number of runners all over Australia, but good to have him racing horses here in WA by Sweet Lou, obviously the great white Blaze, and Blaze On, and Michael's got another Sweet Lou called Blaze Away, who's about to return, who has got plenty of ability, and we'll see how he goes when he hits the track in the next couple of weeks. But Ollie, big country and provincial races this week in Albion Park as well. We got Albany Friday night, 7 races, the first at 6:37, and then no racing Saturday night. Then we go to Williams on a Sunday, 6 races, the first at 1:55. But on the Saturday night, we do have Albion Park, which has got 8 races and a place that will be in a couple of weeks, Ollie, with Gary Hall Jr. for the Ultimate Drivers Series. Before we get into it, have you been doing the form? Are you confident how you're going with Albion Park about making sure that Junior's got his right drives?
Yeah, well, I'm trying my best, and I'm trying not to use up all the winners before we get there in a couple of weeks. So that's been my main focus in the last couple of weeks, and it seems to be going pretty well. So I might have a few winners left for Ultimate Drivers time. So no, I'm really looking forward to it. Junior's he's in fantastic form. He had a great night last Friday. So I think we've picked the right driver, and hopefully us form analysts can back him up.
All right, just make sure you get us a couple of winners this week, and then we'll roll in and ramp it up over the next couple of weeks after that. But let's have a look at what you've got for us here in WA. Albany Friday night, as I said, 7 races. First at 6:37. Have you got 2 for us there?
Yeah, I do. And we'll kick things off in the first race there. There's a couple of really interesting runners in this race. I think both of them have really nice ability and having fun, and True Grit, which are both first up for the Lang Inwood stable, which is a really interesting little trainer switch down there in Albany. But I think having fun with the big draw advantage here, I think it can probably get to the front, and from there can prove really hard to catch. Was a really good effort first up. Did a bit wrong, looked to be going a little bit roughly at times in that run, but was still really game in defeat there behind Capture the Moment. So I thought off the back of that effort, can find the front over the short trip in this race and can certainly give them something to catch there. And I think True Grit might have a little bit of trouble getting into the clear from that inside back row draw. And I'm sure I'll be finishing off strong, but hopefully we've got a winning break on them with having fun in that first race there at Albany.
All right, that's race 1, number 4. When do we go next?
We move on to the second race where there's another horse with the exact same trainer switch, Brulé. I think this horse is actually a really smart horse and looks just incredibly well placed in a 1-4 wins race down in Albany. I think this horse will likely find its way to the front, and they just won't see which way it went. Better Have Faith is a pretty nice horse, but just hasn't quite raced the same company that Brulé has in her career so far. So I think Brulé can find the top and really give them something to catch there. Likely to be a pretty short quote, so maybe we can multi those first 2 races up and hopefully get something out of those.
All right, Lang Inwood and Joseph Alco for races 1 and 2, and she does look better than the opposition Brulé as far as class goes. And it's Memorial Night at Albany on Friday night, honouring a number of people for the 7 races. So good on Albany with their Memorial Night, and hopefully they have a big night down there. Then we move to Williams on the Sunday. 6 races, the first at 1:55. What do you got for us?
We'll kick things off in race 3 there. Horse that will maybe need a little bit of luck in this race, I think, is They Call Me Stooge, but his recent starts have been really good for a race of this nature. I thought that last start second there was really quite impressive behind Alfredi. Battled on quite well there and was a clear second ahead of Gold Horseshoe and Skip in Class, and that looks really good form for a race like this. And I think Follow the Milky Way might be looking to hold up in the early stages there, and if it's able to do that, then They Call Me Stooge would be getting that perfect trip leaders back around a really tight circuit at Williams, which is certainly the place you want to be on the peg line. So I think if They Call Me Stooge can get out, I think he'll run into a place, and with any luck, he can win the race too. So I think we can go They Call Me Stooge 1x3 in the third race.
All right, that's 3. Number 6, 1x3, a Richie Bell. What have you got? Have you got another one for us?
Yeah, in race 6, this is a horse that has a pretty poor numerical form. Most of them do in the race, but Altez Star, the last time Emily Savalco drove it, it was 3 wide most of the way there at Collie and was still able to win. It was just a really fantastic effort. She jumps back on here and it draws gate 2. It's previously had pretty reasonable gate speed, so I do think it can get across Maple Marie, who's not a horse that's really noted as having much gate speed at all. So you can get across the Altestar, and then whether it's leading or lead us back on the stablemate, I certainly think Altestar can be hard to beat in that 0-3 wins race. So I'm happy to go that way, but not a race I'm incredibly confident on. So I don't want to really be taking anything too short there.
All right, that's Williams on a Sunday and Albion Park on Saturday night. And all eyes will be on Albion Park in a couple of weeks. But have you got a couple of winners for us this Saturday night?
I'm hoping we can get a winner in the first race at a decent price. So there's a horse here that's just been in career best form recently, Mr. Reactor. He was really impressive 3 starts ago when able to win at Redcliffe. He recorded a time of 1:54 around that tight turning circuit, and the track record's only a touch faster than that. So he was incredibly impressive there. And in this race, I think Trent Dawson takes the drive and could potentially be leaders back on Our Major Day, who will himself prove pretty hard to beat out in front. But Mr. Reactor, I think, will be a good enough price for us to have something each way on. And if he gets the right run and he gets the luck, and I think he can be powering home up that sprint lane there. So he's been in fantastic form, and his last couple of starts he hasn't been in the money, but he's had genuine excuses there, and I think he's going extremely well. So I'm expecting him to be decent value.
All right, Trent Dawson, the leading driver in Queensland and a slot driver in the Ultimate Drivers Series up against Gary Hall Jr. What else you got for us at Albion Park to finish off your tips?
I've got one in race 4. This is actually owned by Cam Brown, who is obviously works for Rawa. So this is
harness manager. Doesn't just work for them.
He's a harness manager. He's the big boss, isn't he?
He's the boss.
And he's a lovely guy as well, Cam. So it would be good to see this horse win for him. The Sun and the Moon, it gets the draw. It's been fantastic in its first couple of starts in Queensland. That first start was outstanding. It looked absolutely no hope turning for home and powered over the top and was able to score there. And then last start got an absolute mile back and was making really good ground in the concluding stages to run into 4th. And this time draws outside a horse I think will be happy to take the trail on it. And from there, I think it will be really, really hard to catch in that race. So I think that's another one for multis on the night. I think it could be a pretty short quote.
And driven by Tommy Callaghan, the younger brother of Jack and son of Mark and Simone. And good to see Tom, who's up there now in Queensland and going well. So good to see. Hopefully, Tommy can get a winner in race number 4 with the Sun and the Moon.
He's been really impressive since he's landed in Queensland. Tom Callaghan. He's only 18 years old, and he's been driving really well, and he's gotten some good drives for the Turpin and McMullen teams. So it's good to see him doing well, and it's good to see young drivers coming through and making a name for themselves.
He's a bit taller than Jack. He's more like his father Mark, and as far as height wise, but yeah, good to see him up there and making a name for himself up there. He's had a good grounding in New South Wales on the Central Coast under his father Mark, and let's hope he gets plenty of winners up there at Albion Park. Be good to catch up with him at the Drivers Series. All right, Ollie, thanks for your contribution. Great to have you back to start off the year, and no doubt we'll speak to you over the next couple of weeks.
Sounds good. Hopefully we've found a few winners. Thanks, guys.
Good on you. There's Ollie Cownie, Augusta Park guru, Morts.
Yes, he before we went on break, he was in great form. So hopefully he can just pick up where he left off last time we were on air, which seemed a while ago, but it was late last year. So he's hoping that we get our listeners off to a good start, Michael.
Indeed. Big show, Morts. First
up.
It was
a big show. At least we do our show. Oh, sorry, Bray. When can we expect the boys back on air?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, haven't got to it yet.
No.
I'm only going to listen to the episode that has young Bomber Hill's young son, the Claremont star. When you get him on, you'll have me as a listener. They're saying big things, even I know. That's how big they are. Kenny Casellas knows.
Yeah.
Loves Claremont Kenny.
Not too many better judges than Ken Casellas. No, it was a big show, Michael. Lots to talk about, and there will be. And a little bit rusty first up.
No, we'll be right.
We'll work
back into it. Thanks to Mike for coming on.
Yeah, it was great to talk to. Good to talk to Mike. He's always very generous with his time.
Now, I haven't asked you, how far away are your stars? You've got Never Ending, Mighty Ronaldo, Tricky Mickey. How far away?
They'll all be racing on the 21st of Feb.
21st. Is that Governor's Cup?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Oh, geez. Could be a good race. Mr. Smarty can't be far away. I saw him in the noms the other week, but obviously didn't accept. So he can't be far away either.
Magnificent Storm.
Yeah, he can't be too far away.
So it could be a good... Problem is, got to find some... What do you like at driving, Mike?
Terrible. I can fall out.
Yes, no, I'm sure it's a lot harder than... it doesn't look easy, but... that's a
it's got to be a bit of a headache, but there's a few good ones out there. And if you want to drive, contact Morts.
Just looking forward to getting them back on the track. Mighty Ronaldo.
Now, have you announced your slot yet? So you had to go with me for the driving slot. Surely we can announce Ronaldo.
Well, not yet.
Surely.
Ask me after the 21st and we'll see how we go. But looking forward to seeing them come back. And as we said, just can't wait to see Magnificent Storm back as well. And Mr. Smarty, he's a very impressive animal. So that equals great racing, Michael.
Yep, really.
Which we've got coming up.
We sure do. And excited about your 2-year-olds as well.
Yeah, very excited.
Not far away
like I said, one of my favourite days is the heats of the Sales Classic. Watching the dreams made and dreams shattered, but it's always a good day, and just love to see the up and coming, stars of harness racing. So looking forward to it.
Okay, all right, Morts. Thanks you. Thanks for Bray for pushing all the buttons, and thanks to you, Morts. Thanks to Bomber, Ollie, and Mike Reid. Thanks for listening. Until next week, it's bye for now.
Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.